Welcome back, everybody, to the Dimes and Dubs Potcast. We are going to have a special show today because we have some special guests. Shout out to Rosalie and Jam coming through. We're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to be talking. We're going to have a cosmic smoke session. Let's put it that way. We're going to be talking the universe, talking astrology and things like that. We also have some new sales associate or whatever you want to call them. What?
Associates
inside my
sales.
bad. I keep smacking the table. Hunter hates when I smack the table. That's how I speak. But yeah, we got some new inside sales associates here, and you guys can go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I'm gonna have Rosalie and Jam introduce themselves.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Xavier.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Drew.
All right, so we got Drew and Xavier. So we got Rosalie here. Go ahead and
Yes, I'm Rosalie. I'll be doing the readings. I'm here.
I'm Jam. I'm here for moral support.
all right, so yeah, and you guys know me from previous episodes, Alexander the Don. So what we're gonna be doing today, you know what? I was gonna explain it, but let's go ahead and let's have Rosalie explain it.
Yeah, so since we're limited on time, I won't go super in depth with the astrology reading. So I'll just be giving them like an overview about information about astrology, like what your sun sign means and so on. And then also like which house and which sign their placements are in, and further explaining like how that could affect them as a person or how they deal with things from day to day. So I'll just be going into that. And I have some juicy stuff written down that maybe you guys can
Yeah.
might align.
We'll see.
I'm excited. I'm ready. Because
I'm
ready.
That's
I'm ready.
one thing that I've always, known about. Haven't really dove deep into it
Yes.
when it comes to like, things like this. So this is a birth chart, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right? So are you able to explain like what exactly a birth chart is?
Yes. So a birth chart is a snapshot of the sky, the time and place you were born. The location and the time are very important because each sign has a different time where they vary, like which sign the sun is in or the moon is in. So each interpretation refers to an individual position in your chart, and all of these some of these might be contradictory as like people are. So like you can be timid and in love and aggressive in business, but astrology gives us a deeper understanding like about who we are and how we can improve ourselves.
Dope. How long have you been into this?
I would say it was a lifelong sort of thing, but I really started diving deeper into it in high school, for sure. Through social media and stuff like that.
That's what's up. How is it different from a daily horoscope? Because I know daily horoscopes. I think I'm more familiar with those. Like,
yes. So horoscopes are basically, there's transits in the sky happening right now, and those influence our day-to-day lives, like happening right now. So that's more of what a daily horoscope is. Your birth chart is catered to you, individually you, and tells you more about yourself. So.
Word. Drew, have you like done something like this before?
I haven't, but like my sister also, in high school, got in stuff like that and like the stones and everything. And my best friend back at home also is also into that. And,
Okay, spiritual?
yeah, very spiritual.
Xavier, I remember we was talking earlier. It's funny, he was talking about rocks and stuff like that. Have you done something like this before?
No, I haven't. My girlfriend goes out. She goes shopping for her little crystals.
Yeah, the crystal. That's what
I
you was
call
talking
them
about.
rocks.
Yeah, you was calling them rocks.
I like to pull their
Yeah.
leg on that one.
Yeah.
She'll go out to like the gem mining place, get a little bucket, go through it, see what happens,
That's what's up.
see what she pulls out of it, and then she'll explain it to me, and then in through one ear, out through the other.
Yes.
That's what's up.
So more metaphysical stuff than
Yeah.
the spiritual side of it.
Got you. Yeah, I've been into a lot. I haven't been into it, but I've dibbled and dabbled.
Yeah.
Got information. Obviously, I know that I'm a Leo, but we're gonna hear more about that
Yes.
soon because you got the whole reading going on there. I had a few questions here before we even get into it. First of all, can your birth chart like shift over time? Like, can things change?
So yes, but only if your time, like your date of birth, is wrong. Like you thought it was. Like I thought mine was at 10:35 a.m., which would have made me a Leo rising, but I was actually born at 10:25 a.m. So I'm a Virgo rising. So it can change in that instance, but not like what it is what it is, and that's what it will forever be. in Western astrology, at least in like the type of astrology I'm into.
Okay. In your opinion, like, what is like the most misunderstood thing about astrology and birth charts and things? You know what I'm saying?
The most misunderstood thing are people think that it's just your sun sign and that's all that goes into it, that it's just not very layered, but astrology is very nuanced and you can look into the exact like things that affect the way that you are. Like you have your sun sign and you have 12 zodiac signs, 12 houses that they fall into, and each zodiac sign represents a certain thing. Each house represents a certain thing. And then you also have a degree at which you were born. There's like 3 different decans of degrees that make each sign is a little bit different. Nobody is exactly the same. So that's what a lot of people misunderstand.
Yeah, that's a good one
Yeah.
because like, you know, there's a lot of people who'll be like, oh, you know, I don't believe in this because this person's a Scorpio or something like that, but
Right.
they don't have the qualifications of what they say a Scorpio is.
Yes.
But like you said, each person is different and it could be, you know,
Yes,
get
or the
different with
people who
different
are like, oh, I did this. I'm such a Aquarius. I'm such an asparagus.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
like to like make fun of
Asparagus.
that and be like, but no, there's much more. There's a lot to it, like a lot. I'm not even going into all of it right now. Like that's how much there is.
I'm trying to get deep. I'm trying to get a
Yes.
deep dive into. I'm trying to know myself.
Yes, it's very interesting.
We can get into it. I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all. Let's, I don't know who you want to. You can choose who you want to go with first.
Would like to start with Xavier. So he is an Aquarius, and basically what we'll start with is your sun sign. So you're an Aquarius, and the sun sign in the zodiac is basically who you are at your core, like your personality, your ego, and the sun spends roughly 30 days in each zodiac sign, so like a month, right?
Okay.
So it's the qualities you naturally radiate to the world, okay? So Aquarius suns are very much like individual people. Like they are unwilling to follow a beaten path. They're intellectual. They seek unconventionalism. They're very much their own person. And like people can either like really love that or really like stray away from that. And your negatives would be probably are detached a little emotionally. Like you're very good at like kind of
Yeah.
detaching from your emotions and you lack focus. But Aquarius people are super like open-minded, even though they can be a little stubborn, but they are an air sign, so they're very adaptable, changeable, but at the same time are like very much their own person. They're not someone who's going to be easily swayed by other people's opinions. You see?
Yeah.
So for you, your sun sign is in the 6th house. And so the 6th house represents daily routines, work, health, and service to others. So your sun sign in the 6th house means you have a very like unique and unconventional approach to your daily routines. And you're very helpful, concerned, detail-oriented, observant, but not hugely ambitious, and sometimes maybe a little sensitive when it comes to like criticism to your work.
Okay.
You could have many pets, various minor health issues or concerns, and a strong attachment to your work routine. So like, if you don't have anything going for you, it might cause some emotional unrest in you.
Yeah, I can understand that, especially
Yeah.
on the weekends, not having nothing to do, you know,
Yeah.
dog's taken care of, everything's in order.
Yeah, you like to stay busy.
Yeah.
And then, so that's his sun sign overview. He's also an Aquarius moon. So like Aquarius energy is very strong in you. So your moon sign represents like your emotional nature and how you experience emotions. So like your inner world, but just to you when you're comfortable and at ease and everything. So the moon stays in each sign for roughly like 2.5 days. So that's why timing is so important, because if you're 2 days off of or if you put in the wrong time, it's just not going to be something you resonate with. So your moon is also in the 6th house. So that just deepens like your strong need to be on top of things and like be organized, be productive, stay busy. And if those areas in your life are chaotic, then you may be overly critical of yourself and others. And so you need variety, very sensitive, and especially aware of your minor health annoyances, body aches, or pain. You could have hypochondriac symptoms, maybe, if you're super aware of, like, when you're sick or something.
Sometimes, yeah, I feel like I feel worse than what I really am.
Yeah. You can easily recognize problems and you feel compelled to fix them. And overall, at your best, you show affection for others through practical ways in order to help them solve problems and improve their lives. But that could be very annoying to people who don't think they need to change. So that's why some people, like Aquarius, they're very well liked, but also some people are like, because, like, you know,
Yeah.
they don't want to change themselves. So, and Aquarius people need people around them who want to improve themselves. So, yes.
That's dope.
But yes. And then I also have the Venus sign written down, which is Venus is getting a little more into personal things because the Venus sign represents how you express love, beauty, and pleasure, and influences your romantic relationships and values, and illuminates what makes you happy in love. So, and that changes every 20 to 45 days. And this is a sign that goes into retrograde. So when a sign goes into retrograde, it makes the planet appear like it's moving backwards, which, like, when people are like, oh, maybe the moon's or the Mars is in retrograde, because it's a timing in your life where, like, you feel like you need to slow down, or like a lot's happening, chaos is happening around you, or something like that. And
Real quick on the retrograde, when you talk about retrograde, I never
Yes.
really looked into it or understood it fully. Like, what exactly is a retrograde?
so it's when a planet seems to be moving backward in its axis or in its orbit, which symbolizes like a slowdown and reevaluation era in the places that Venus like governs, which
Gotcha.
is relationships, love, and like the way your values and beauty and pleasure and how you express yourself in those ways.
Okay.
Yes. So yours is in Capricorn. So Venus and Capricorn people are attracted to goal-oriented partners. You're a little shy in love, but you like to keep that like on the down low. You like to be nonchalant about it. Reserved at times, doesn't know how to really express your emotions sometimes, which can lead to disappointments, maybe. You might worry too much. You can be suspicious, possibly like jealous in relationships. And then yours is in the 5th house, and the 5th house represents self-expression, represents creativity, pleasure, fun, romance, children, risk-taking. So it can also, so you may have many children or love affairs, and your interest in love may have started like really young, easy for you to like have different crushes on people. You like a touch of drama when it comes to love, and you're generally loyal. So, and also the 5th house can signify blessings, talents, and joys accumulated through good karma in past lives.
Okay.
I like that. What do you think? What do you think about
Yeah,
everything
is
she
this
said?
resonating?
Was it
So some of
resonating?
the information, yes, is resonating. Having a little bit of drama in my relationships is no. I can't.
No.
I do not tolerate that. I can't deal with that.
Interesting.
Peace of mind is where I'm at. Trying to think what else. The being stubborn. Me and
Yeah.
him looked at each other. We definitely know that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%.
He's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Especially both being Eagles fans. We
Oh
will-
yeah. Like
Yeah,
we
die.
pretty much. I know if I even if I'm wrong, I'm gonna
Yep,
try and like
100%.
prove myself right.
Really? Okay.
There's times where I'm open minded, and other times where if I know it's a fact and I know it's 100% what it is,
Yeah.
I'm very stern on it, and that's when I
Yeah.
guess the stubbornness will definitely kick in.
Yeah.
But a lot of it definitely resonated with me. There were some things that can't think of all of it right now. It's a lot of information.
Yes, it is a lot.
That just didn't stand out. They didn't seem like me personally, but it was a lot of information. I appreciate it.
Of course.
One thing that's I notice about just everybody is sometimes people can perceive you a certain way, right? You don't even perceive yourself that way.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to some things you never know, like it'd be like, oh, like I don't act like that. And somebody else is like, yeah, well, you
Yeah, I
kinda
agree.
do.
Yeah, even like going back to what you're saying about open-mindedness, like I have to like understand like the whole thing to be open minded about it.
Right.
If it's just like someone telling me something, I'm gonna be like, no, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
A
you know,
bit skepticism.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the stubbornness comes
Got
in.
you.
Yeah.
Got you.
So who you got next? Who you
Yes.
got next?
Lastly, for your
Oh,
reading, I have your Mars, which the Mars planet represents like action, ambition, sexual energy. It represents how you assert yourself and pursue your goals. So basically, yours is in Pisces, which is also my same. I have the same placement. So we tend to go with the flow a lot. We tend to be passive aggressive. Not really. It's hard for us to really tell people how we feel. Prone to guilt about anger or difficulties asking for what they want. It's a charming position. Like these people are very loving, very like all about someone when even in friendships and in love. But those who don't find creative expression, like if you don't have a hobby or some way to let out your emotions, you can be prone to indirect aggression, like projecting onto somebody else how you feel and what you're going through. So you can be very moody, changeable, but you make compassion and love your mission. You require maybe more downtime than most people after like a social gathering to escape from like everyday pressures, and maybe leans a little towards social anxiety, just needing time to recharge. And yours is in your 7th house, which represents partnerships, relationships, and how you connect with others on a deep level. So basically, that means you need like, no question, you need an emotional experience and like an understanding in relationship. Like you need someone you can open up to and vice versa. You're attracted to those who are creative, empathetic, and intuitive, and you're prone to emotional manipulation if you're unevolved. And it can be difficult to clearly communicate needs and boundaries, and your opinions can be easily swayed by others. But nonetheless, it's a very good placement. It's just each placement, each sign has their negatives, and basically the unevolved version and the evolved version.
I was gonna bring that up, the unevolved
but that's
and
up
the
to
evolved.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I feel like, and you can kind of chime in on that when somebody's more evolved in their situation, they can kind of I feel like kind of control these things a little more.
Yes.
They're more conscious of them.
Definitely. And you can use astrology to evolve for sure, but mostly, like, in my opinion, you got to do, like, your inner work. You got to dissect, like, what makes you you, why you react the way that you do. And you can use astrology to do that, but also, like, where you grew up, how you grew up, the environment you were in. Like, all of that does affect you later on in life and will manifest in your relationships until you deal with it.
Okay.
That's true. I like that. I like how you said that. So who you got next?
Yes, so we can do Drew next.
Nice,
our
I'm
other
ready.
Aquarius. And now that I've told you like what the sun sign means, what the moon sign means, and all of that, I can just dive into judging you, basically.
All right, let's do it.
But
Judgment time.
so he's also an Aquarius. And yours is in the 2nd house. So the 2nd house is the house of possessions, focuses on personal finances, material possessions, and values. It reveals how individuals approach money, their sense of security, and the things they value the most. So in your case, you have a strong drive for security and take pride in what you own. You hate to let others down once you've made a promise. And just a little like tip, maybe avoid over-identifying with what you have. So stay humble.
What you think about that? I see. You got a little like that. He's like, she got me.
Like I mean, for the personal finance, things like that. Yeah, like I'm always on top of my money. Like I know wherever, like to the cent where it goes, where it's at, what it's sitting in. But yeah, I like moved down here for the job, like you were saying.
Okay.
I kind of just.
It's important to you.
Yeah. So.
And also, you just broke your bong, and you're super sad about it. You take pride in what you own, and you just broke it.
Yeah, you right.
My Rick and Morty bong.
Rest in peace,
no,
Rick and Morty bong.
I like how you said not to identify with it, and that's one thing that I kind of live my life. I
Yeah.
try not to identify with certain things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
things, everything. You don't really identify with anything. You kind of just, be you and,
Yeah,
be
like,
Appreciate
yeah.
appreciative
what's
and
around
happy
you.
as possible.
And like you said, like making promises that, I don't want to break. Like
Yeah.
I made promises I'm gonna do good at this job and trying to grind out and do good at this job, so I keep them promises. So
Good.
yeah, so a lot of what you said kind of hit me like, okay, that's like what I'm doing right
Okay,
now.
good. Yay. Good. But another thing, concentrate on proving your worth through your strong value system and your reliability rather than what you possess and own. So that's another bit of advice, and we already pretty much touched on that. But you could spend money impulsively to satisfy your emotional needs. Do you do that?
I mean, I like random tattoos, like
Tattoo
things like
is
that.
Getting a tattoo today.
though.
You know what I'm saying?
Tattoos last
I'll get that.
forever.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's
worth
like
it.
I like it though. That it makes me feel better,
Yeah.
It might be random and it might be like make 0 sense or might even not look that good, but it made me feel better that I got it. And I kind of like that style anyway. Like I like that kind of tattoo style, like
Yeah.
the
The random patchwork.
or like random stuff in a sleeve, like things like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we have a moon in Gemini, which is also her placement.
Nice.
So positive traits would be like you guys are very curious, witty, charming, needs a lot of stimulation, mental and kind of physical, mostly mental, very social. Your negative traits would be kind of can be prone to anxiety, nervousness, always worrying about things, easily
Yeah.
bored, snappy, snappy when irritated.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wake this girl up. If I try to wake her up, she's...
Dude, I'm a bitch.
She is a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
But-
That like very like curious and social. Like I get that a lot. Like I'm a very social person.
Yeah, like you were the first one to talk when we came in here, so...
Yeah, I was like, I just go up to people and say what's up. Sometimes
Yeah.
what are they gonna say? Get away from me. Like
Right,
not
very
most of
friendly.
the time.
Yes, but also some more negative things. May go back on decisions they've already made, maybe?
No. Absolutely not.
She has done that. It's all right. But feeling your own feelings doesn't come as easily, but you love to talk about feelings. But you intellectualize a lot of what you're feeling. So your body has to kind of play catch up.
Yeah.
You guys feel that?
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like especially my mom. She's always like, like why don't you bring girls around? I'm just like,
Interesting.
it's like unappealing to me at that moment. Like I'm just thinking about other things. It's not that I don't want to. It's not that I don't. It's just that like I'm not there. I'm not, like you said, I'm not. I have to play catch up. Like if when I think about one thing, it's like the thing I'm thinking about for like the next few days until something else grabs my attention. So
Okay.
if it's unappealing to me, I just kind of put it on the back burner and try and focus on the thing at hand, like the task.
Yes, and your moon is in the 6th house, and so that just means you further need like variety, communication, some restlessness or difficulty settling into a particular work style. You like freedom. You don't really like routine. You need to find a job that allows for some flexibility. You have a strong work ethic, though. Don't get that wrong. You're very intelligent,
Sonda's happy to hear that.
adaptable. And actually, a moon in the 6th house can sometimes indicate a more distant relationship with your mother, but it can be a sign of a strong bond too, just maybe like emotionally a little distant, but you like desire to really care for her. It's just
Yeah, she's gonna watch us and be like,
Oh,
"Yo."
man. Oh, man. Sorry, moms.
I've been told her this though. Like I mean,
Oh, really?
I'm just like, I love you, mom. But like, I kind of need to. But I'm in Florida now, and they're in Philly.
okay.
So they'll come and visit, and then. But
Yeah.
she's gonna be mad that you said that.
Oh gosh. It's the charts, man. It's not me. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the messenger. I swear. But okay. And then in Venus, you have a Pisces placement. So you're very playful, sympathetic. You love unconditionally. Might be hard for you to like not kick someone out your life. Because,
Yeah, I'm very much a yes man. Like it's very like I don't rarely say no to anybody, like a random person. That's how my dad is. That's how my mom is, and
Yeah. You could be a bit of a martyr, bit of a victim, maybe. Hard to pin down, maybe a little wishy-washy.
I do feel victimized when people talk trash about my Eagles.
Go Birds.
I very much feel victimized because, I mean, proof is in the pudding.
Absolutely.
Super Bowl champions.
But in relationships, so you want to commit, and many do with your placement. It's just on the surface.
I completely agree with that. Like,
Yeah?
I can't commit. Like, it's so bad. It's like I want to. I'm all in, and then it's just like, you know, I'm always like, there's something about it. Like, I kind of think too far ahead and overthink what I am thinking about that farther ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a problem. That's kind of a problem.
That's okay. Hey, at least you're aware of it. But a little bit of a negative thing, known to stretch the truth in order to not hurt someone's feelings. You have good intentions, but you'll probably leave out a little white lie to protect someone's feelings.
Absolutely.
That probably goes along with being a yes man.
Yes,
Absolutely.
people pleasing tendencies.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the right light, because like if I get mad, it's a whole different story. It's like if you like take my like kindness into like and then like take advantage of it, and then I get mad, and it goes back to what you were saying about anger. Like, yes, my anger, like once it's red,
and that's all you see.
Yeah.
Got you. And your Venus is in the 3rd house, so you have you're intelligent. You have an eye for fashion and beauty. Verbally expressive, can easily win others over with your words. Some might use flattery to their own benefit at the risk of being ingenuine. Good mediator, aiming to settle arguments quickly and restoring temporary peace. That's another people-pleasing kind of thing. May engage in mind games.
So,
Red-handed buddy.
I do get it a lot that I win people over with my words a lot, and like humor and things like that. Like I always say the right thing. I get a lot. As far as the mind games go, I've heard that I guess I gaslight, but like I don't. I'm just like
Telling you, that's
I
the
don't
perception.
understand.
You've heard that from your exes?
Not exes, but just like people, like my friends. I'm friends with both guys and girls. That's like strictly friends. You know what I mean? So I get a lot of different opinions and like sides of things. So I've gotten gaslight, I've been gaslighting before. I don't understand what it means. I don't believe it's even a real thing. But
Yeah, that's what a gaslighter would say.
exactly, and that's exactly what I mean. Like they'll be like, "Then you're gaslighting right now." I'm like, that's not even a thing. Like,
Bro's literally gaslighting right now.
yeah, it's like, see what I'm saying? It's like not even a thing though. It's like
God, I gotta take a hit.
someone just made up a word gaslight and said it on social media and it's popping, and that's what I really
Really? You
think.
think it's a trend?
Yeah,
He
it
thinks
is.
a trend.
All of a sudden, everyone's gaslighting everybody. Like
Gaslighting
all of a
us
sudden,
right now.
all of a sudden, you know.
If it really comes down to it, gaslighting is just lying. So
Then
It
just say
is.
lying.
You're just
It's
lying.
lying and emotionally manipulating, trying to.
I think it's
Yeah,
more.
but
I think
like-
it's more manipulating the situation
Yes.
to where, because it's not necessarily always lying. It's more of kind of manipulating the situation to where you're making a lot of sense, but you were wrong in the situation. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you were wrong, but your
you're
explanation,
highlighting
yeah,
the place where you were right.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
emphasizing
yeah.
that, and to not have to take accountability.
Right now, I can see
hold
it
up.
that way.
You may be right
This is getting
that
deep, y'all.
that gaslighting just came around on TikTok, but that doesn't void the definition of gaslighting.
Right. Like I understand. I completely understand like mental manipulation and all of that, and like not even knowing you're doing it. But like you can say like 5 words, and then someone can be like, "All right, now you're gaslighting me." And I'm just
Yeah.
like, how like in those 5 words, what part of that made you think I was lying to you
Like-
and telling you something that's not true?
you've been gaslit before.
I have no idea.
Yeah, your mom told you Santa Claus was real, and you found out. You
But
know,
then just say it's a lie. Like why can't we just say, okay, she lied? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a
nicer.
text here
Or
from
she white lie. It's not like that's what you just say to your kids, you know? That's a whole different scenario, you know? We're talking about like mostly in relationships and stuff
control.
like that.
I got a text here from the producer. The term gaslighting originates from a 1938 play called Gaslight by Patrick Hamilton. The The play later adapted into a 1944 film starring Ingrid I don't know how to pronounce the name, sorry.
Hold on.
Revolves around a husband who manipulates his wife into doubting her sanity. Okay, so that makes sense. I didn't know that. Good information right there.
That's really great. Wow.
That's like a crazy case. Like, to make a trend out of a word based off that crazy case. Like, he was doing it on purpose and he knew he was doing it, right? But people will say you're gaslighting and you'll be like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. It definitely is overused now.
yeah,
it's
Oh, yeah.
overused.
100%.
Everybody, you
That's
can't,
part of it,
You
like,
know, you
yeah.
say one word and be like, hey, like I get what you're saying. You say one word and they're like, oh, you're gaslighting right now. I'm like, yo, chill, like, you know, so let's have this conversation.
Right. It's
You
like
know?
that and like overstimulating is another one. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
overstimulating, really? Like, what even is that?
No, I feel that. Like,
Just say you're
Yeah.
stressed or like, but, like,
no. Because like
it
if
could be
if I
the
got 3 dogs on my chest, all right, I'm overstimulated.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like,
it's,
all right, y'all got to get off me now.
it's
Y'all
just,
got to move.
I just find it like a distasteful word. Like, just say like you're stressed out. Like,
Yeah, there's
come on.
words that definitely get overused now because of, I guess, social media. And
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're
Gaslighting
an
is one.
Aquarius, so you don't like
Right.
conformity.
And I think
So
it,
this is
yeah, I think it
another
comes
thing.
from
There you go,
like,
there you
You
go.
don't like what other people, what
Like,
everyone
we
else
grew
is
up-
doing.
we
yeah,
grew
like
up on
we're
a
from,
different side
yeah,
of
like
town.
we're from
so,
Philly.
like,
Like, big part of Philly is a
we've
lot of
been in the-
slang. Like, we use a lot of slang.
We've been in
with
the 90s
our-
for the last like 30 years.
So like, I'm
That's
just
true.
used to people talking with just like I guess the slang, you know, like you understand the slang in a different way.
Yeah.
And when people talk like overstimulating, I'm like, okay, they're using big words, and I'm used to like just saying like I know what you mean by what you say. You know,
That's wild. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Bro just gaslit us into
You
getting on his
did.
side.
see, I use my words to get people on my
Just
side.
manipulating the hell out of
Hey,
us.
that's also why you're in sales, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
But lastly, for you, we have your Mars. It's in Aries, which is a very impulsive position. So you definitely align with that. First instinct for Aries and Mars is to take action. And you may have quick like flare-ups in anger, but they don't usually last long. Like you're not someone who's gonna hold a grudge. You don't hold resentment. You very much are on to the next thing. And you deal with your anger like kind of right away in your own way. So relationships can be exciting, but keeping up with someone like you could be difficult. You're irritated by indirectness. You like bluntness. You don't like someone who's trying to skate around what they're trying to say. You're impatient. You have childlike qualities. You're sometimes downright rude and impatient. But your Mars is also in the 5th house. So that's the house that it represents creative expression, romantic relationships, children, and entertainment. So you have a strong love of pleasure. You tend to directly and perhaps impulsively pursue romance. And you're very competitive. You love to put on like a production, a show. You love to talk. And you're a sports lover, which you've already brought up the Eagles. So,
Yeah.
so if you do have children, they may be especially active. So put them in sports.
Yeah.
And that,
Absolutely.
That's your reading right there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the impulsiveness, like you said, like, and the anger that comes with the impulsiveness. Because
Yeah.
if I make a stupid decision, it's because I was impulsive about it. And like, my mom told me all the time, she's like, "Well, you see, I told you, like, I told you not to," and I just will ignore it and do it anyway because of the impulsiveness. Like some of my tattoos, like I just decided I'm gonna get that right then and there, and then be like, "Why?" And then I'm just like, "Okay," and then I move on. See, I don't hold grudges. And it goes into not holding grudges.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I don't hold grudges because it's just like I just get over it. You know, on the next one.
Yeah, so you'd say you resonate with
Yeah, that's
Most of
pretty
what I
pretty
said?
accurate. It's kind of scary accurate.
really
Yeah, because there's like other stuff that you said that I'm just thinking in my head that is like, okay, well,
that will stick with you.
I hear it
You'll
all the
think
time.
about these
People tell me all the
things
time.
in situations.
Yeah, like
And maybe look into it further so you can get to know yourself a little better.
yeah, I don't know about all the stones, but
Well, the
Yeah.
stones, that's like the metaphysical stuff, but just like each zodiac sign, each stone has like a meaning, or there's actually a stone that goes with each zodiac sign. So, for example, like I have moonstone. I think Aquarius is. Do you know what stone they? I think it might
Graphite.
be.
No, garnet.
Or Alexandrite or purple amethyst.
Amethyst,
That's
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
amethyst.
But yeah, and amethyst is like a very powerful, like protective stone. So, but I mean, astrology is kind of separate from that, but they're a little connected. But astrology is more about you rather than like stones are outwardly to help you.
It's pretty important stone. You need it in Minecraft. John's pretty important.
You
in
know
Minecraft.
what's cool about knowing these things are doing a deep dive, and for those obviously who believe and things like that, is that some of these things, the things that I guess the pros, even some of the cons, what people believe are cons, because they don't necessarily have to be a con. They could
That's
also
true.
be something that you use to your best ability, your advantage. You know these things, so you can kind of dive deeper on them and be better with them in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely,
Like if you're
yeah.
great with your words, you can now. Oh, I'm good with my words, now I can continue to be even better with my words. It brings you to a higher level. So
Right.
I think it's
Yeah,
awesome
I agree with
knowing
that,
these things
and
like
I like to be self-aware. Like if I'm doing something that is agitating somebody, I will try and not do it. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to be self-aware, so I'm glad I'm doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely look into it. It'll tell you a lot more. And like you said, it'll just it'll bring your higher self along with like inner work,
For sure, for
like
sure.
emotional work, like making sure you don't crash out every day and stuff like that.
Especially over the bomb.
Yeah.
Why do you keep bringing it up?
He was more
Crash
sad
out number
about
2.
it than mad.
Dude, if my friends are here, they would tell you like that bong is like that's like a sacred.
It's iconic.
It's an artifact. It's literally
Oh,
an
man.
artifact.
You've dropped it many times and it broke today.
And it wasn't even like
It
like
was like a
a
little
crazy
tap,
drop.
huh?
I literally just put it down too hard.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
All because
Well-
you wanted to rip it. I didn't even want to rip it. You told me, yo, let's go rip the bong.
You're like, no, I'm gonna go to the car. I'm
No,
gonna do it right now.
no. We
I
were
said,
about.
I said, here's the powerhouse. I said, take the powerhouse. Go ahead, rip it. And you said, I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna go to the car.
No,
I'll be right back.
that's not how it went down.
This is the indirect
Definitely.
aggression coming
Definitely
out.
not how it went down. He's like, bro, I heard you like have a crazy bong collection. You want to go rip it? And I'm like, dude, I have a car bong. And you're like, let's go. And then Alex went home, but like, you're
Yeah.
lucky Alex ain't
You
here.
keep it in your car?
No. No, it's broken. So no,
It's in
It's
his
in
car
the
broken.
trash right
it's in
now.
the trash. It's not my car.
Dang.
All right, we
But
got.
yeah.
I guess the only person left is me.
The
Oh.
Dawn. All right. This is my favorite chart,
For real?
personally. No offense, guys. It's
None
just
taken.
he's so I know him or like I know
I get it. I get it.
we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
in passing, so I've gotten to see how you are as a person, and this is very much you.
That's crazy.
Is what I'll say.
It's funny. I guess before you go into it, like the fact that we're doing this in a room full of people. I don't like people knowing me too deeply.
Yeah. that tracks.
So you know what I'm saying? Y'all can use it against me later. That was fucking playing with it. But yeah, no, it's funny.
Well, you know our weaknesses too. So like,
Yeah, right.
It's a great moment. We all gonna know each other's pros and cons and stuff like that. So
Yes.
I will use my
it's a
mind
nice
tricks.
little
so.
initiation.
Definitely.
Nice
Mind
little
tricks.
initiation
Yeah.
going on.
I'm not
Gonna
afraid to use my
gaslight
mind
you
tricks,
guys.
Don.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
afraid.
But yes, we'll go ahead and get into it. So you are a Leo sun. You already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
They have a reputation for being conceited, but they really just have a strong sense of self. Like you wake up and you're very passionate about what you do
That's
and like
funny.
very serious about it. So you're motivated by affection, big dreams. You want to make people happy. That's like your main goal. You're mostly hardworking. You can be lazy for long periods, but when you work, you work. Like you do it with determination. You do it with intensity, and you put your all into it. So the worst thing you can do to a Leo sun is accuse them of having bad intentions and displaying behaviors that makes them think you don't appreciate them. You're very loyal and traditional, and you hold on to a lot of situations and people for a long time because of how much you care.
Jeez.
And
Oh, this is on point. That's crazy.
This is on point.
Every single word of it
Makes you
right
feel
now.
some type of way.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting here still thinking about mine, dude. I'm like,
This is insane.
she gaslit me.
You're very humble, which you can see on the surface. Very self-conscious, maybe self-aware though. Your sun is in the 9th house, and that represents the house of philosophy and higher learning. So it represents one's beliefs, moral principles, and ethical framework. So a tip for you would be to avoid self-righteousness and your enthusiasm to share your knowledge. You may have a lot of interests in different cultures, and you definitely have a spiritual side.
Yeah, very, very spiritual. The conceited is crazy because my wife is always like, "Hey, you're so cocky, you're so conceited all the time."
Really?
And I'm like, "Hey, not really. You know, I'm
I
just
don't
going
get
hard."
that vibe from you at all. Like,
I know, I don't
Yeah,
get that
at
either,
all.
but that's the thing about Leos is like you think they are, but or some people it comes off that way, but to me it's just super humble, super
yeah, like
nice,
chill
super-
dude. Like, I want to
super
like
chill,
smoke.
yeah.
Like, let's
yeah.
go smoke, bro. Like,
Yeah, I get the humble a lot. The long relationships,
Yeah.
that's definitely me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, there was one time my barber. I had my barber from when I was like 13 years old. I did not go
You're
to another
so
barber,
loyal.
bro.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I did not go to another barber like until I don't have hair no more. I was like, hey, bro, I can't really get my hair cut no more. I gotta cut it myself. You know what I'm saying? But like even my kids, I have my kids go to the barber. You know what I'm saying? I've been with my wife since we've been together since I was like 17, 18.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Real
Okay.
traditional. You know what I'm saying? Like
What's her sign?
she's an Aquarius. There you go.
Oh, very, very.
Shout out to the Aquarius.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
compatible.
it's gonna be a
Yeah.
bromance, dude.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
A thing that might be very interesting is also that you are very enthusiastic and you're excellent at promotion and marketing.
Oh, yeah.
Which
yeah.
tracks.
There you go. Hey.
That's weird.
We here,
dude.
we here.
That's so weird.
We're here.
We're here. You've done a lot. It was your idea to do this, wasn't it?
You know, partially. It was a group effort.
A group effort.
Group
okay,
effort.
this is him being humble.
Group idea.
Okay.
Good idea.
But yeah, so moving on to your moon in Scorpio, which is kind of, I brought it up when you were like, oh, I don't really want anybody like knowing all this stuff about me, and I don't want them to use it against me. Moon and Scorpio people are very emotional and intense, and they're very like, you're afraid of betrayal. So that may be why you threw up that defense, like, yo,
Yeah.
you don't want anybody to use it against you.
Yeah, yeah, that's one reason I don't like it deep because I don't want people to use that. I don't want to be betrayed. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
unless you're
yeah.
unless you're ready to open up to someone, which could take a really long time.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, you can see beyond facades. Like if someone's like putting on a facade, being fake, you're very not about that.
Yeah.
You can be intimidating to some people. You have an all or nothing mentality. You seek commitment. You're very loyal and protective. Could attract a lot of emotional upheaval around you though, or maybe within yourself. Strong fear of betrayal. Some will put the people they love through a series of tests. I wonder if you...
Test, like, what do you, like, just...
I mean, that could be, like, maybe you thought... Maybe, like, just clarifying a bit of a
okay.
miscommunication. Maybe... I mean, it doesn't... Maybe...
I get it. Somewhat, I guess. I can see that.
It doesn't have to be too dramatic.
Yeah.
Just, open to interpretation. You're very powerful intuition, and you can, but it can be mostly self-serving. Like you use it for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really intuitive on anything else. Like something can
Okay.
be going on over there, and I was like, but when it comes to myself, like things around me, I'm very intuitive
Yes.
in that route, and I'm growing even more into intuition. Like I said, when you learn things about yourself, you kind of are able to grow more into it and strengthen it. And I feel like I'm kind of strengthening my intuition a little more.
And your moon is placed in the first house. So the first house represents self, physical body, and personality. So this placement is very sensitive. You maybe tend to fantasize. You're easily moved emotionally, and you need emotional stimulation and freedom to express yourself in order to be happy. And you might take things personally or react too quickly in emotional situations. But when emotional situations are overwhelming or stuck, writing could help you. And you do write
I
some
make music. Yeah.
right?
It's funny you talk about, the emotional stuff. Like, growing up, I was never really able to get into my emotional bag. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't really fully
Okay.
learned that or able to process that. So it's funny, like, I always talk to my wife and she's always like, kind of like, hey man, you need to be more emotional. And yeah, like I feel like when I'm not emotional, I kind of close that off. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not as happy as I could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I realized that. So, I try to get emotional,
Yeah.
try and speak on an emotional level so I can be a little more,
Yeah, and
you know,
that's very
excited and happy.
Scorpio to kind of be a little closed off at first. maybe be just like as a mechanism
Mm-hmm.
to protect yourself. But Scorpio moon people are very like extremely emotional,
Gotcha.
and it's very intense for you, maybe in your mind or
Mm-hmm.
what you're going through. So yeah.
That's dope.
But yes, that is your moon. Moving on to your Venus, you have that in Gemini, which I also have the same placement.
Nice.
So you'll try to win over the object of someone's affection with witty conversation, often displaying how much you know about something. They love to talk, Gemini's a air sign. And so they're very like social, very airy, and social butterfly is what most people see when they look at a Gemini.
Got you.
As lovers, you're very playful, lighthearted. Some people call you a tease, maybe. Hard to pin down and not always ready to commit, and fear of relationships not being fully stimulating enough or just not being the perfect match with someone.
I'll tell you what, like before, which is a long time because we've been together about 13 years before, I never really had like a true like girlfriend or relationship like that. It was like, little things here and there, and then I got with her, and that was it. So
That
I
was
never
it.
was
It
ever
took-
really commit. It was not even something that I did back then.
So was that like a love at first sight type of thing? Because like, I mean,
Or
you
was
guys
it just
been
the
together
best
since
match?
yeah.
It was, I guess, the best match.
Yeah.
The best
So,
match. It wasn't the
I'm sorry. Since you've been together since you were like 17, like you don't ever get like the feeling like we've been together so long and you're still younger that like, okay, I meet a lot of people and like, especially you meet a lot of people. So you don't ever get that like, oh, maybe she's the one. And because I've been with my wife for so long, it's like never really got to meet like a different variety of people, so you don't ever feel like,
This is his Venus and Pisces. This is your unwillingness to commit.
Yeah. It's funny. No, not really. To be real with you, like I don't really have those thoughts. Like to be honest, it was always been locked in. Like and also passion because I'm so passionate about other things that I do, and so focused. Like I've been making music forever. I've been chasing that. I've been doing things on social media and stuff like that. I'm so focused that like even a thought out of her just never was a thought. Never
Yeah.
was a thought.
It's
bro.
weird you say that because it's like going back to me being an Aquarius, like my indecisiveness, like,
Yeah.
and my how I am when it comes to like hopping on another thing. Like, you don't
Could
even
be.
get them thoughts when I
Yeah.
look at a girl and I'm like, okay,
Got you.
Yeah. But then I'm like, but what if she's got something different,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At that point,
That's
you
the
would just,
commit part, like that's why I can't commit. I'm like, I don't know.
at that point, you just look at your values versus your partner's values, see if it lines up. If the values line up, try it out, see what happens.
Right, and I don't even believe that like I even fully understand what my values even are yet. Like I'm 21, like I'm still growing up.
Yeah.
pretty much. Like I know my core values that like my father instilled in me, but like as far as like the women I like or like the things I like to do, I don't even know yet. Like
Astrology you can use to get to know yourself on
Yeah.
a deeper level.
But you know what? The fact that you do know that now, like everybody's a different story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not just because I've been with this one person since I was 17, don't mean that like you're supposed to do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're
Everybody
supposed
has
to
their
have
own
your
journey.
own path. This is your path that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go do different things. Maybe
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be very committed to different. Maybe you're not supposed to be committed to one woman right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just how you are, and that's why it's good to know these things because maybe later on, maybe you are committed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. But
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's cool how we're like how I can see how Aquarius, what you were saying,
Yeah.
it's in my life because I can't settle.
yeah.
You can settle pretty
Yeah.
easily. I just can't. Like I don't know why. I just find different reasons. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. I don't think you settled, but I think
oh no, you didn't like settle. I mean like no, I mean
Yeah,
I
like
don't
no,
think
no,
you
no.
were trying to say
I
that, but
get
I
what
just
you're
want to
saying.
make
No,
it clear
yeah,
about
not
it.
settled,
I
not
didn't-
settled.
Not settled. I guess
Not
not settled
settled.
in like in the way not settled in the wrong way that people.
Yeah, I
say
meant it like you found
Yeah.
everything you want and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
you're
okay
content-
with your
you're content with
decisions.
all your decisions.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
right.
Yeah.
My,
Nah, you're good. You're good. I
didn't
get what
settle.
you're saying,
He
but it's
loves his
good.
wife.
It's good to clarify that. Yeah. So if I get home. What? You settled?
Yeah.
So to furthermore talk about your Venus placement in Gemini, your tastes change pretty often. Pleasing them involves supporting your need for like fun activities outside of the relationship. So you're very much your own person with your own hobbies and your own list of what you want to do.
It's funny.
And
It's,
you need your partner to support that.
it's funny you say that because I have to bring up like how we really stayed together, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
like
yeah.
she was in college, about still in the same state, 3-4 hours away, and I was doing my own thing. I could have just really went there and stayed with her and things like that, but I was like, nah, I gotta chase what I gotta chase. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was making music at the time, doing shows, and you gotta think about even on her perception, seeing this, where I'm doing shows, there's even like women around at
Right.
these shows. I'm making music. This is the typical how like rapper or musician,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, in that field, and that's what I'm chasing. And she's seeing this, and she's still about it. Even at the time, like maybe there's a short time where she was like, man, I don't know if I'm like, I feel this. And I'm like,
Right.
this is what I have to do. This is like who I am. Like, I gotta chase this.
Right.
And she was cool with it, and it was great, and that's got to where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So I was always like, yeah, this is just what I have to do. But I'm still for you. This is like,
Yeah.
Right.
like I
The trust and the loyalty was there.
yes.
So
that was
let me
strong
ask you
with
a
that.
question. Since you're a Leo and I'm an Aquarius, how do you feel like? What if you were in San Francisco and she was in Philly, right? So do you believe that you can do long distance? Since you are okay with like,
Ooh.
since I can't settle and you're capable of settling.
That's a very good question, right? And a lot of people say long distance, what I did, and it was semi-long distance because it was a 3-hour
Right.
drive. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
that's kind of
So,
like, yeah, I
it
get what
was
you're
a
saying.
3-hour drive. So, a different state. I'm the type to, I probably would try and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because when there's a will, there's a way. You get a
Yeah.
plane
See,
ticket.
Not me.
You know what I'm saying?
wouldn't even give it a try?
You wouldn't give it a try. I
No,
understand
because
why you
I couldn't
wouldn't,
even
though.
wrap my mind around like when you're by yourself in a different place, you go and do things that like you don't usually do at home because you're in a new place. No one really knows
Yeah.
you. I can't even wrap my head around, okay, my girlfriend is in San Francisco.
I see what you're
Like what even is going on?
Yeah,
I see what
yeah.
you're
You can't I
saying.
can't even imagine it. Like,
Nah, I
But
get
like
it.
that comes from where we come from. We have to deal with the type of people and females that we had to deal with.
Yeah, like
So like me personally leaving the city, going down south, being in the country, meeting a country girl, being with her for the last 4 years. Ironically, she is a Leo as well.
Yo, what the heck is going on?
Maybe we can find a Leo.
Like if she had to go and get shit done at the end of the day in a different state, I got full trust and belief that she'll go get shit done and respect that relationship,
Right.
and vice versa.
yeah, I
You
completely
gotta
get that.
find a
Yeah.
girl where things just click. It just clicks and it just happens. And it's when you're not looking for it when it shows up. And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like going back to what you're saying about being from Philly, like coming here, like going up to somebody, I'm expecting them to give me like a dirty look and like
Oh,
an
yeah.
attitude.
Vibes are
Ah,
different.
okay.
different.
The
No.
women, like everybody's so nice here.
Mhm.
The men too. Like you get like just a dirty look just walking down the street for no reason. It's just
Yeah, I
like
did go to a concert in Philly. Not the best crowd, I will say. I got elbowed and
Which
pushed.
concert was this?
Blady.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No, but I have friends that have told me about concerts of Blady and that go, and I'm okay.
Really?
They got it. Did you go to the Electric Factory or were you in?
I went to. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
It was like a red brick building. The line is outside. You go in from the back doors.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I don't-
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, nah.
I seen Pearl Jam with my dad in Wells Fargo. Yo, talk about euphoric, especially
There you go.
off the
Euphoric?
ST and R Eddies.
Okay, this
There
is
you go.
recent.
No, I've been using ST and R forever. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
love
So,
that.
yeah,
All
that's-
right.
it was just my brand, and everything just felt stars aligned.
It
Pretty
was a
much.
dream job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shout out to that. Shout out
But
to
yeah,
that.
that Pearl Jam
Wow.
concert was fire.
Was
But
that
real quick, to
pre-remote?
fully dive in more on your question, I wanted to say, like,
Oh, yeah.
if that was the situation, I feel like I would be good because, like I said, I lock in. So, like, if I'm focused on one thing, I'm focused on that. I'm not gonna be
Right.
thinking about other ways. It's not even a thought in my head. Other women, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm so locked in. I'm so passionate about getting my things done. You know what I'm saying? And being successful with it. That like I'm gonna do that, and then all right, let me go visit my girl or my wife at the whatever. However,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
Yeah.
situation. You know what I'm saying?
And so
I
her
find that so fire,
supporting-
dude. That's fire.
Yeah,
like,
her supporting you too
Yeah, yeah.
adds a level of like, oh shoot, she supports me. All right, like we're locked in. You're gonna even want to do better with your
Yeah, exactly.
with your other outside activities and appreciate her more for supporting you.
For sure, definitely. And
I actually have a
appreciate
question for you, Rose. So do you think like soldiers during wartime perceive war differently because of their zodiac signs? Like going back on what me and him were having a conversation about, like automatically I think of things differently and it goes along with my Aquarius sign. So do you think like war is perceived differently based off?
What I can say is astrology can reveal trauma. So any like veterans who had some trauma, maybe lost a friend or lost a limb or like just went through very traumatic situations that could be found in someone's chart.
Right, because you see, like, there's guys that like the wars affect them really bad, and then there's other guys that's
Yes.
like, I want more of that. Like, I
Yes.
can't get enough of that. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
can-
So you look at it like, why? Like, because the training's all the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you all go through the same training, but everybody is different.
Yeah,
still.
everybody has their own experience, so it affects everybody differently. And then plus the trauma, like
Yeah.
this is a guide to yourself. So like it said, the relationship with your mother, like that's something that you resonated with,
Yeah.
and that could be linked to some trauma. No hate, mom.
Yeah, right. And you go.
It's okay,
and-
my mom and I also have
Yeah.
some trauma with her, but we all do our best. There's no guidebook on parenting and anything like that.
Yeah, it's
we
funny
just
you
gotta
say that,
improve
yeah.
ourselves, dog. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny you say that because if you watch like most old war movies, before the soldier's dying, he's asking for his mom. So it's going a lot back to what you say, like
Yeah,
certain
everything's
signs
connected.
who value their mother a lot. You know, it's definitely opening my mind more to this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good.
I'm
glad.
just wondering.
Yeah, that's
No,
it.
love
just
that.
asking questions.
Love that. Love that. But to go further into yours, so your Venus is in the 8th house and your Venus is in Gemini, like mine. And the 8th house represents transformation, shared resources, intimacy, death, and rebirth. And it explores the mysteries of life and death, shared. Say that again. You're not frightened by the unknown. Sometimes this position means that you have a peaceful life and are happy, and you will have a natural end to your life, a possible inheritance.
Ooh,
I'll take the inheritance.
Yes.
I'll split it with you, man.
You can be easily bored with superficialness and might even prefer drama in your relationships to anything mundane or like just nothing going on really.
Yeah. Not necessarily relationship, but like it's like the peacefulness. Sometimes I get afraid of just too much peace.
Really?
When it's crazy,
yeah,
when it's
Yeah.
too
That's-
much peace,
I can understand
I
that.
get a little like nervous, like
Yeah, and
there's
that's
got to
that
be something,
Gemini-
you know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Gemini
Yeah.
energy where it's kind of nervousness,
Right.
anxiety, a little
Yeah.
bit like antsy.
That's so
Totally.
weird because I like when I can feel peace. Like when I'm in like peaceful mood, I can feel it in my like body.
Yeah,
And it's like
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. It's almost like a high, It's like
yeah.
So the fact that you kind of get annoyed with too much peace,
Yeah,
I'm just
too much
like,
peace,
yo,
I need-
give me more of that peace.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
and
what's up.
And Gemini's like variety, mental stimulation. It's always something going on. Like you need to keep yourself busy.
Yeah,
Just how
definitely.
it is. But you can be jealous and have a possessive nature in relationships and may fear being vulnerable in love.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not vulnerable. I'm not vulnerable at all. Not even fear. I guess it's a fear. I don't know. I can't get vulnerable.
It's just an unconscious thing. We all
I-
have like ways that
I
we
can't even
just
cry.
are.
I was at a funeral. I'm like, I ain't crying in front of
Really?
nobody. Yeah, I don't cry.
Is it being in public? Do you know like what it is?
I don't shed no tears, baby.
Yeah.
No tear.
I thought
That's why you need to look deeper into this. Maybe you can
I
find
know,
why
yeah.
you're like that and unlock yourself.
I'm working on it though, but
yeah,
can't
that's
do it.
crazy. Like, I mean, I don't cry either, but like, there's like things like if you see like an like American Sniper or like the first time I witnessed like the Eagles win the Super Bowl, I like teared up. It's like not you, like That's
me, bro.
crazy,
And
dude. And
if I'm gonna do it, like I'm not gonna do it in front of. I'm gonna like walk away and like probably shed one quick, then come back up. Like I'm not crying.
It could be that
Yeah, I
Scorpio
mean-
moon where you're just very private.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep it to yourself.
Yeah, it's
Don't
not
want
my
people
ideal
to know.
choice. American Sniper when I'm hanging out with women.
I mean,
I
yeah.
usually throw that on. Yeah.
American Sniper was a good movie.
I
Yeah.
agree with the Don though. Like it's going to funerals and everything. It's kind of hard to like shed a tear.
Yeah, yeah.
Just understanding like what
Yeah.
happened, what's going on. You have to step away. I think like the missus only seen me cry one time in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife ain't seen me cry. I don't think she seen me cry one time.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
13 years?
13, she ain't seen me
Have
cry
you
one
cried
time.
in the last 13 years?
No.
Yeah,
Never.
I'm gonna make you cry of laughter.
Huh?
I'm gonna make you cry of laughter in front of everybody.
I tear up when I'm laughing. I do tear up, but it's like just like natural, like reflexes. I don't know.
no.
I'm not gonna
You
show
cry.
you.
You cry through laughter. That's how you cry.
Maybe, man. But yeah, nah. I don't. I try not to cry.
That's crazy.
It tracks. You love wholeheartedly, and you expect all-consuming and total devotion and attention in return. And you might make a business out of love, romance, and eroticism.
That's
You
crazy.
do make content with your wife,
Yeah,
right?
he's laughing. Yeah, I make content, and a lot of our content is like that sensual,
Yeah, it is. I've seen
content.
it.
Erotic content. Yeah, you've seen it. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's funny.
Your wife
that's,
is a
that's on
baddie.
point. Appreciate it.
So I'm so for real.
Appreciate it. She's
See, I
gonna
told
be
you he
excited.
didn't
Happy about that. Yeah.
God.
But yes, and lastly, we have your Mars. So it's in Virgo, so that makes you very productive, goal-oriented, and practical. You have a knack for handling a wide variety of tasks and may have a tendency to take on too much. You do have a lot going on.
Hell yeah.
Not particularly aggressive, but when angry can be critical and complain a lot. I can't see you doing that. He's just evolved.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if I complain because
We'd have to ask your wife.
yeah, you probably do because like I
Yeah.
said, people perceive you different than how you perceive yourself. So I probably don't see it as complaining. Somebody else may see it as complaining.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely don't
Perception.
agree with that part of the Leo, like the part where it's like very like cocky and like complains. Like I don't get that from him at all. Like,
Yeah, no.
when
Well,
I'm
my
with him,
brother
like-
is a Leo, and he's very cocky and prideful, but also the most caring person like ever. So,
balance. Yeah.
but yes, could be a perfectionist. You
I
worry.
tried, fortunately.
Yeah. You worry when you're not producing anything, and you worry about whether what you've produced will measure up to your expectations.
That's like 1,000% me. When I feel like I'm not producing, when I feel like things aren't coming together, like it's my brain
Yeah.
just keep going. Like, yo, how can I get this better? How can this, that, and the other? So yeah.
Well, it's good. It's how can I get this better? Not, oh my God, you fucking idiot. Like, can you like figure it out? Like, do you beat yourself up?
That might be where the conceitedness comes from, because I always feel that I can do it. It's just what can I do to do it? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily beat myself up.
He's
That-
evolved.
Yeah. So So that's that.
Yeah. And your Mars is in the 11th house, and that represents friendships, social groups, long-term aspirations, and hopes for the future. So you achieve your ambitions. Just like you said, you're like, I'm going to find a way to do what I'm going to do. You are impulsive, and you can press on sometimes without thinking. You tend to start something new without necessarily finishing the previous thing you were doing. You like to dominate and may lack diplomacy at times where friends and professional relations are concerned. In a sense, their performance in bed is similar to their work. You
Hey,
want to
yo.
be good at what you do.
Yo.
So he puts his all into it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I don't know what to
Have
say.
you tried our sex crispy buns?
I actually have. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Make sure.
But yes, that's everything that I have today.
That's dope, man. I
I'm
don't
glad
think.
it resonated.
Yeah, I think the whole thing resonated for me. To be honest, everything was on point. It's kind of like crazy how some of the stuff was like actually me.
Yeah.
Now you guys know everything about me. Now he's gonna start using it against me.
So dude, I was so
I see
happy.
he's locking it. He's like, oh yeah, that's okay.
It's cool. Just bring up the bong.
Yo, I'm an Aquarius. I'll get over it, bro. I'm not worried about it.
That's what's up, man. That's
I'll
what's up.
bury it. I'm not worried. Bury
There you
it. Say prayer. You know, it's over. On to the next bong.
That's what's up,
how
man.
life is.
I really liked. I like this, man.
Yeah?
I like that. I like
Yeah,
everything
we-
went
yeah.
through.
We should have got EJ to do this. That dude's like a stone wall. Like, I would have loved to hear EJ do this.
His chart is gonna be a stone wall.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like blank,
I wonder
blacked
when he
out.
is. Do you know his birthday?
He just met him. I don't think he gonna remember his birthday.
No.
Well.
No.
His birthday just passed, I think. Right?
Did
Yeah. His birthday just passed. I
Like-
forgot what day.
Last
A
month.
week ago,
In May?
middle of last month. Either
April?
Taurus or Gemini.
I don't know, but that dude's hard to read. And I'm usually pretty good at reading people. I'm just like, I don't know.
Shout out to
I'm just
Probably a
staring-
Taurus then.
Yeah, I'm like staring at him like,
mystery. Mystery. That's what's up, man. Yeah. I was gonna do a throwing dimes at you, but I think we're like at an hour now. So I think
Yes, it's a lot of
we're gonna have to-
information.
yeah. I think we're gonna close it off. Did you learn anything new about yourself today?
I mean, I feel like it's like you read me like a introduction of my own life.
Yeah.
I really don't want to believe a lot of it, but a lot of it's true, like based off what you read. So
And that's not everything. It even goes deeper into like your aspects. Like your moon could be conjunct your rising sign and that affects you in a certain way. It goes
that's
into
crazy.
more specifics.
Yeah, I'm more on the conspiracy theory type of side of things. So, but
Maybe we get an episode with conspiracy
There you
theories
go.
coming soon.
that-
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that
go
for
down
sure.
the rabbit hole with me. Oh
It's
my
gonna-
god.
We're gonna do an episode of the Dimes and Dubs podcast with some conspiracies coming soon. Xavier, did you learn anything about yourself? I know you said some stuff didn't necessarily resonate, but did you learn anything?
I learned. I don't know. I guess not learn, but just resonated with like, yeah, a lot of that is very spot on, very true. Made me feel not like attacked, but like, all right, put on this, like put on the spot. Yeah,
On the
so
spot.
like on the spot. So like it made me think a little bit more and deeper about certain situations there as we were talking, just thinking about past things that happened that resonated with what you were talking about. So it was very interesting for sure.
Good. I'm
For
glad.
sure. And yeah, my thing, she definitely read me.
Yeah.
So
I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
more, so I put more.
Okay.
into
That's what's up,
it.
that's what's
I'll
up.
get to know you guys more, maybe. I don't know, but the people I know, I can definitely put a few things in there.
that's what's up, man.
I'm about to
And-
turn into the puppet master.
yeah, right. We go getting mind gamed all day.
Little
But-
Holly Roseman.
Yeah, I don't want to kill everybody's time and the viewers' time for watching this podcast. I appreciate you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys for coming through and doing this.
No problem.
Rosalie and
Yeah.
Jam, I appreciate you guys for sure. So the Dimes and Dubs podcast. Catch y'all in the next one.
Later.
Was that too much information?